It all started 5 days ago, with an interesting reversal of the norm. My girlfriend insisted on an open relationship and now wants to close it, but I am having the time of my life. How do I proceed? So me and my girlfriend are both 23 and have been dating for 4 years now. She had an ex before me, but it is my first in everything. Well, 6 months ago, she said she was looking into having an open relationship, and it would be good for the two of us to get some experience. That way, so we wouldn't get bored of each other. So I was very against the idea, but she said there was no other option for her, and I didn't want to lose her, so I agreed. Yeah, you can already see the red flags in this. We made the rule that we'd tell each other who and when we were hooking up with others, and after 2 days of this starting, she went and slept with her ex. I was kinda sad, and to lift my spirits, my friends took me to a club. We danced and enjoyed our time there, and joined a girl group. One of them started grinding on me, and I took her number. We met up later at my place and had it on, and it was so much better. My girlfriend was what one would call a pillow princess. She'd close her eyes and do her best not to moan, just kinda lay there and took it, and it made me uncomfortable, so our intimate life dropped. But this girl was wild. She moaned like crazy and really made me feel like she enjoyed me. I had told my girlfriend about her, and she just sent a thumbs up emoji and a text that she'd be hooking up with her ex again. It was weird, and it did click to me that she just wanted to mess around with her ex, but I was also having fun and didn't want to close up again. I was feeling confident, handsome, and attractive for the first time in a while, and I realized that she never actually made me feel that way. And this is a thing when proposing open relationships. Inevitably, the following always happens, especially when you're a young adult. I feel like it's diet breaking up. We started seeing each other less and less. We went from hanging out daily for the first 2 years to 3 or 4 times a week to once a week. One day, we were out at the mall together, and she stopped at a store to try on some clothes. I ran into a friend of mine in the store, and we started chatting and openly flirting, and it ended with her telling me that she hoped we could meet again soon, in front of my girlfriend. And you don't doubt that she did not like that.
What are you doing? Stop enjoying this mutual benefit. It's only meant to benefit me!
I think on that day she changed a bit. She stopped sending me a text telling me who she was hooking up with, and she said it was because she wasn't hooking up with anyone anymore. We started spending more time together because she wanted to. She started initiating more and started trying out new stuff and generally being more affectionate. I knew this was love bombing, but I enjoyed it, so I really didn't do much. I still took advantage of the open relationship though, and would still go out to have fun, and this started irking her. She asked me why I was still with others now that she was giving me all the attention I wanted, and she insinuated that I wanted to cheat on her, which is why I agreed.
Sorry folks, we can't play the movie in the cinema this evening, but don't worry actually, we've got OP's girlfriend here. She's gonna project the movie for us. Yay!
Yay!
Now to that, I said I was the reluctant one, and she brought it up. She said she regretted it, and she only had one partner and realized he wasn't as good as I was, so she ditched him. And now she wants to close the relationship again. And now OP offers the worst truth bomb. I told her what she was like in bed and how I felt terrible around her before, and opening up our relationship brought back my confidence. She started crying and hugged me and said she didn't know that and she'd make up for it with me, and asked me if I was going to leave her. I said it had crossed my mind, but I thought not to. She understandably cried harder, then fell asleep, and I realized that I really didn't want to close the relationship. I've been feeling attractive and desired for a while now, and I really enjoy it. She has said she'll do her best to make me feel like that, and said that she loves me and doesn't want me to leave her, and she's also changed a bit, complimenting me and stuff, which makes me feel a bit better. I am actually willing to close the relationship, but I would need a guarantee that she won't go back to being what she was, which I don't really have, so here I am. Do you guys think it's best to close the relationship? Should I even stay in this relationship? Will she go back to being what she was? You've been honorable enough to let her have her fun. Likewise, she's done the same for you, albeit, let's be honest, I doubt she actually implied or intended for you to actually get more luckier than her. Now, I know what we're all going to assume. Yes, okay, she's clearly started this as a way to hook up with her ex without any repercussions. Being a cake eater, as it turns out, is a thing on the internet. Yes, welcome to r/cake eater. Essentially, the definition being one who gets to have their cake and eat it too. Now, whether you agree with that sort of lifestyle or would support someone who pursues such a practice, that's up to you. This subreddit seems to be full of some stories of people who actually aren't even honest about the fact that they're doing this. But hey, let's be honest, it's not surprising that one would resort to minimizing the severity of the bad thing you're doing by just adding a new buzzword to it. Hey, you're not a dishonest cheater, you're a cake eater. Oh, you just like your nibblies. Oh no, you're not a pedophile, you're a map.
See? Oh, it's so fun! Uh-huh!
So anyway, the comments are all essentially saying to leave this woman. She's clearly manipulated you from the get-go and is upset that she's not getting to be the winner here. But OP's caught keeping them on a pedestal. Oh, she's your first love. Oh, you spent all this time together. Sunk cost fallacy. You've already invested so much into this person. You can't just leave now. Yes, you can. And yes, you should. Soon enough, though, the OP does make a decision over a day ago. So, after making my post, I saw that breaking up was my best option. Not just because I didn't want to close the relationship, but also because she had lied and manipulated me and was very likely doing it again in the form of love bombing.
Huzzah! The man has seen the light!
And just as you would expect, the now ex, well, at the time, still girlfriend, does not leave this with her head held high. I didn't want to be the terrible guy who breaks up over text. I also didn't want to risk her changing the narrative to paint me in a bad light. So, I decided to meet her in a public restaurant with a friend of hers as a reliable witness so she wouldn't be able to slander me later. Wow, for someone who's only been in their first relationship, they are prepared. We were supposed to meet the day before yesterday, but something came up and me and her friend forgot about the date. I arranged for a makeup meeting yesterday, keeping everything the same. Well, yesterday, I arrived at the restaurant and she was already sitting there. She cheerfully waved at me, but her face went from confusion to shock to sadness when she saw I had brought her friend with me. She asked me what the friend was doing here. I said she was just here to verify what happens here at a later date if necessary. She just tilted her head a bit. Well, I told her I was done with her. And not in a good way. I told her off for the manipulation, the clear desire to cheat without having a guilty conscience, and the fact that she thought I wouldn't be able to get anyone. Obviously, she got defensive and started crying and said it wasn't like that, but I interrupted her and said that was exactly what it was like, and I knew that she had been fooling around with her ex before we opened the relationship. Here's the thing, I didn't, and it was a shot in the dark. But it hit its mark. She completely broke down sobbing and said she was sorry and was confused at the time.
Oh, get over yourself.
You don't understand. I'm a fully grown adult and he just texted me, "You up?" and I was just so confused.
She said she didn't want to lose me and tried to get me to remember the good times we had. All that did for me was show me how long back our relationship had actually died, and I just said that to her. There was more crying. She said she'd change. I said I hoped she did for the next guy she would be with, but it wouldn't be with me. She said to me that she would keep the relationship open and wouldn't be with anyone if that was the problem. I said that our relationship ended as soon as she asked to open it. I just didn't know it at the time. She was bawling and people's eyes started running over to our table. I just said that I'd return her stuff within a few days, and left while she was face down on the table, her friend consoling her. Now, okay, come on, dude. You gotta at least learn to clean up after yourself. You don't just leave trash on the table like that. So, yeah, I'm done. For the first time in 4 years, I'm single, and for the first time in a year or so, I don't feel like I'm walking on eggshells. I'm gonna follow the majority of the advice given to me, and enjoy my youth. I won't be actively hunting for a relationship for a while, But if the right one comes along, then lucky me. I did get a blast of messages and calls from my ex, begging for another chance. I thought it'd be satisfying to see it, but honestly, it was just sad. I ignored the messages, left my phone, and went to a friend's place to hang out, without having to ask her if she's cool with it. I'm really gonna enjoy being single. Now, what do you think about this idea of bringing a friend along? Because some of the comments are very sus about it. They just don't understand. Why would you do that? That seems a bit manipulative. Clearly, that makes you just as bad as the girlfriend who was cheating on you. Because as OP says, I don't trust her to say that she broke up with me because I forced myself on her or something. With a friend there, it'll be easy to disprove statements like that. No, but don't you understand, mate? That just makes you as bad as someone who's cheating on their partner. Some continuing to argue that this might have been very uncomfortable for the friend makes you kind of inconsiderate to think about your story over her being in a difficult situation. But on the other hand, your ex had someone to be there with after her breakup, so it was probably good. However, very uncool to break up at a restaurant, spilling your personal matters for everyone to hear. Arguing, if anything, you just put on a show for all these people, and now your ex is just even more embarrassed by all these people just oogling at her. But then more people will also say, yeah, look, he's just trying to protect himself. In the current age of hearsay, it's not surprising that a lot of us guys are quick to support the idea of trying to have as much receipts of the situation as possible. I mean, if we really think about it, regardless of your gender, I'm sure you or someone you know has experienced a moment in your life where you've been accused of doing or saying something that was paraphrased from what you were actually saying, causing people to see you in a light that arguably isn't true at all or accurate. Now, I think it's a bit dramatic to accuse that this ex would start some sort of rumor or idea that her boyfriend was being dangerous upon breaking up with him. But also, why wouldn't you cover your bases? You're putting someone into a huge emotional distress. Like you shouldn't trust them to keep themselves cool. Other comments like these really nail it. People really need to stop doing this open relationship thing when they're not even sure what they want. Oh, she knew exactly what she wanted. She wanted to frick her ex. She just forgot that an open marriage isn't just open to her. Yep, she's a cake eater. Thing is though, she's not even the worst of them. That would have to go to this person. Now again, look, there are so many different types of established relationships out there in the world. If this is what you're into, good for you. But the problem here is when you're doing it without the consent of your partner. It starts here with them posting about the calm before the storm. Here they mentioned posting earlier, but it was deleted before we could find it. To summarize, his affair partner got served divorce papers out of nowhere 2 days ago at work. Her husband knows of the affair they're having. It's only a matter of time before OP's wife finds out. So this first story is essentially them preparing for Armageddon. However, as you'll soon find out, there are some turning tables in this story and some extreme hypocrisy. Took some time off work to spend time with my wife and 2 daughters. My body is in turmoil, but strangely, my mind is clear. It reminds me of the days leading up to my dad passing away. Time has slowed down, and I am aware of all the things surrounding me. It's a nice feeling. Yeah, way to relate your cheating behavior to your dad passing. That's, what a grade A person. My day today was filled with observation of details and appreciation. My wife's smell and the clothes she wore, my daughter's laughter, the color of the kitchen tiles, the dog, the yard. Feel blessed to have a healthy and beautiful family. What will my daughters think of me? I look at my wife that I love with all my heart, and I see a woman who stood by me no matter what. We had our fair share of ups and downs like most couples, but I never imagined a life without her. How do I justify a 6-year affair? Is that even forgivable? That's easy, mate. So essentially, what's happened here is that for the last 6 years, heck, for your entire life, you failed to develop any sense of hormonal control. You're basically that women that red pill incels mumble about in sexual frustration. It's great you love your wife, but you kind of forgot the other aspects to being in a relationship with someone. It's called respecting them. I don't know what the future holds. All I know is that the storm is coming, and I am here basking in the sun until the clouds come rolling in. I plan to confess over the weekend. Even if I know the outcome, I pray she does not leave me. This was so freaking not worth it. Any suggestions on how to confess? How do you start? what do I tell my daughters? I have already made an appointment with a therapist. What else can I do? Wish me luck. Now, only if there was someone in his family he could reach out to who has a more stable understanding of relationships, or at least personal hormonal control. Well, he reaches out to someone in his family, which is about as helpful to him as a drug addict reaching out to a drug addict. Edit, thank you all for your comments and suggestions. Some of them were hard to read. I don't have time to address all comments, but I will reply to clear a few things. Yesterday, I reached out to my brother for advice. He left his wife some years ago and married his affair partner. He seemed happy with her. The grass is not greener for him after all, and he is planning on leaving her but is stuck at the moment.
Come on. Why are you seeking his advice then?
His advice is to not tell my wife and to minimize if confronted. He also said I should let down the affair partner gently so she does not go nuclear on my wife and family. I am hoping for the best, but preparing for the worst.
And I'll leave this reply here. Let me know what you think. I mean, does he truly not care about his wife, or is he just so blinded by his own logic that he thinks he's fine? Commenter says, not trying to be mean or anything, but you never imagined life without her? You had a 6-year affair and you love your wife with all your heart? It sounds like you were really confused. Maybe she will stick by you with counseling. OP says, I'm not confused. I never was. I don't have a problem separating love from smex. My heart is loyal to my woman and she is it for me. Kinda confused how your heart can be loyal to her when you literally need your heart to get your pee-pee up. You know, the heart's where the blood pumps. You know that, right? Like, literally is impossible for your heart to be loyal when you're using it to bang people. And he has more interesting ideas to say, which we'll just go through some of them now. In regards to how he allegedly doesn't value his affair partner. Well, since I am a pour my heart out role here, let me tell you about my affair partner. She is gorgeous and a smart woman who is funny and open to different experiences. She is younger than myself and my wife. Fit, seductive, smexy as frick. But she is not my wife and does not even compare. Because your wife isn't any of those things? Oh, wow. How... What a compliment. 6 years on and off is a long time to invest. As I see it, she is an adult woman who made decisions to cheat with a married man on her husband for whatever reasons. Do I care for her? Yes, 6 years is a long time. Do I love her? No. Do I say to her I loved her? Oh, yes, of course I did, but I lied, just as I lied to my wife. Did I use her? Yes, I did. Did she use me? Of course she freaking did. We both knew we were playing with fire. Yeah. Now, in regards to why this all started, there's some sense of an origin story here. The reason I strayed has nothing to do with my wife. We have a good intimate life in general, but I do have some kinks that she is not into at all. My affair partner was into the same kinks. That's how we met, and that is why the affair was ongoing for 6 years. What led me to starting the affair was my wife being in an accident that took a toll on her body. Hey babe, I see your body's suffering and you're in a lot of pain, but I'm gonna need you just to understand, I need my fix, so I have to be allowed to do this, okay? If you don't let me cheat, you're a bad person. Intimacy was off the table for over a year. I gave in to temptation when I discovered the affair partner shared my kink. I was hooked. So all you people saying my wife was withholding intimacy, no. My wife and I are very intimate. Having it on with my wife is making love. Being with my affair partner is just getting our socks off. My wife meets 90% of all my needs. My affair partner meets 10%. Gosh, I really hope you say that to your affair partner, just to see how they feel about that, huh? And that's the thing, it could be a mutual agreement to that. Maybe she does agree that she only sees him as something to get his slight fix with as well. As he argues down here, she could just be using him like many women do. Doesn't necessarily defend him, just makes them both a-holes in a way. So overall, the comments seem to be constantly back and forth between don't tell her and tell her. Ultimately, he does decide to stick to what his brother told him. You know, the guy who tried to do all this and failed miserably? Yeah, that guy. Though, as we learned from the update, he was definitely not going to tell her regardless. He was just trying to find some sort of out, like a true honorable gentleman. And this is where those tables begin dancing in a circular motion, because they're turning. again. Throw away. Posted once before. Check it for background. I think this is the sub I should be on. I was prepared for all scenarios, but not this one. The doomsday did not come in the shape I was expecting. Affair partner ended up convincing her soon-to-be ex not to spill the beans to my wife in exchange for a smooth divorce. I thought I was in the clear, but yesterday, my affair partner sent me a blurry photo of my wife in the car with another man. She claimed they walked hand in hand to his car from a store in a nearby town to ours. She got a shot of the plates too. After some digging, I now know she is having an affair. Don't know how long for sure, but at least 6 months. He is a single dad our age and is telling her to leave the marriage. She is telling him she loves him. Afraid to confront her. Feel numb at the moment. Took a day off work. Any advice? I love her and want to stay married. Yes, I sure you can see the irony of all this, and it's just, ooh, so delectable. They make an edit too. Any advice on how to proceed? Should I just let it run its course and monitor? Should I confront and hope for the best? Should I confess to my affair and hope we all can come clean and make way for a new marriage? I am so freaking utterly confused. I have rehearsed the things I would say and do if she was to find out about my affairs. I was not prepared for this Schmidt. And you guessed it, the comments aren't afraid to immediately call this out. Okay, promise I'm not trying to bust your balls, just trying to understand. Your wife can't have cake of her own? Like, I'm not a cake eater, but single affair partner to 2 of them. Oh, cool, man. That makes you fine then. Hey, I'm not a murderer. I just hire hitmen. I guess I'm not seeing the big deal. You're both getting your itches scratched. Logically, yes, but we are both getting our itches scratched. What's the big deal? I am not ruled by logic at this moment. Maybe later, but now my emotions are overpowering every logic. Oh, there's that lack of hormonal control. Never in my life have I experienced this type of emotional and physical distress. I can't even think straight. Never thought I was gonna bawl my eyes out and throw up on the carpet. Oh, weird. Okay, so the OP's a cat, I guess. Lamau, now you know how it feels to be cheated on. Ha ha ha. Yeah, you say that as if you were logical in the first place. Not only did you cheat on your wife, you cheated on your kids. I'm just glad your wife is standing her ground. This will teach your kids not to be taken advantage of and not to take Schmidt from anyone. Watch that? You want to see more of them breaking down? I got you, fam. I am desperate to talk this out to know why this happened and how invested she really is in this piece of Schmidt. Maybe it's got to do with the fact that you were being distant to her because you were busy having fun with your affair partner. If she is doing this out of revenge, maybe I have a chance, because if so, she does feel something for me at least. I can't imagine her being emotionless, throwing away over 20 years. I know this woman like I know myself. Deep down she's hurt, but also so very stubborn and proud. I just want to know if she knew about my affair. Why the hell did she not confront me? I would have chosen her over affair partner in a nanosecond. And what the hell is she hoping to find with this douche? He is no better than me, sleeping with a married woman. Ah, frick! I am trying to respect her wish to have some space, but I am desperate to just talk to her. Here's the thing. This is why he doesn't deserve pity. Not just because, well, yeah, they're an a-hole, but the fact that no doubt, assuming the wife does know about all this, she would have already been going through this kind of stuff, probably for the last 6 years herself. OP is just playing catch-up. Overall, some comments offer sympathy, but most offer schadenfreude. Now, how you doing? You making it? You still around? Good, because you have made it to the climactic conclusion, where the cheating scum of the OP and the wife confront each other. Where do their hearts lie? Well, my marriage seems to be over. Confronted my wife this past weekend, sat her down without warning, and told her I knew she was having an affair, and with whom. Asked her if she loved him and what her plan was. She was caught off guard. Went to the bathroom for 10 minutes. When she came out, she looked me straight in the eyes and said, I know about your affair too. I have known for some time now. I love him and want a divorce. Next days were a bleh. I try to talk to her, but she shuts me down. She has moved into the spare bedroom and is making appointments with law firms. Has told our 2 girls. I have signed up for emergency therapy. Am on meds for dealing with anxiety and lack of sleep. This is surreal. Heard her talk to him last night and cut the internet cord. Kind of crazy, because I need freaking internet for work and she just switched to her phone. Ah, man, so many emotions are running through me. I made love to her past week and today she is a total stranger. How does this happen? How can she not feel any freaking emotion?
Over 20 years gone! All the love, friendship, partnership, intimacy, jokes, memories, plans for our future gone! Just like that! No looking back! Feel so blindsided, and the only person I can talk to is my brother who lives across the country. Sorry to vent here to you fine people on here. Just need to get this out.
Reminder, this subreddit is r/cakeeater. He considers these people fine people. Right. But the comments are there to offer them some support. If your dich game is as weak as your grammar, I can see why she upgraded to someone else. LaMau! This is freaking beautiful. You deserve all of this and more. Shame her affair partner wasn't your brother or best friend for an extra kick in your tiny, cowardly balls. In this instance, your wife is a freaking badass. Way more badass than you could ever be. No, looking back is right. She set up an exit affair. She won't even be sorry, guilty, or miserable. You created the woman you see today. Congratulations!
Frick off!
Oh, someone got their pathetic little wee-wee smacked with hard truth. Your wife got tired of the Schmidt sandwich you and your affair partner were feeding her. Payback is a motherfucker, loser.
Okay, yes, this is just getting to plain bullying on the internet, but to be fair, this person has basically wasted someone's 20 years of a marriage. Well, allegedly she did, but let's all agree here. It was him. He started this. Best reply of all time.
I made love to her last week. How does she not feel any emotion?
Oh, this is simple. She has learned how to separate love and intimacy. She has intimacy with you, but loves her affair partner. You taught her well.
Some other noteworthy things. Anyone else notice that one point he used to justify his affair was that his wife wasn't into his kinks? Then he goes on later to say she wasn't even aware of his kinks.
This guy, man.
And bringing back that whole thing where your partner was in a serious accident, literally going through physical recovery, and that to you meaning you were justified to sleep around. This is reminiscent of the D-bag whose wife almost died delivering their stillborn baby, and he demanded an open relationship within 2 months and brought the women home weekly to frickin' the basement while his wife was upstairs crying and taking care of the kids. The unmitigated gal. Yeah, if you want to ruin your day, look up the stats on how many men leave or cheat on their partners when this kind of thing happens to them. This Schmidt is common. Yep, apparently when a married person gets brain cancer, the divorce rate is 2.9% if the sick partner is a man, and 20.8% if the sick partner is a woman. Imagine divorcing someone you claim to love because they got sick.
You're sick and need me to take care of you? I thought you were going to take care of me my whole life. No, Mummy's good boy doesn't help others. Be sick on your own time. I need Virginie.
See, gentlemen, this is why it's not always the best thing when they say that men are the best at everything. You don't always want to be that. Anyway, that is the end of today's video. Thank you once again for watching, enjoying these stories. Friendly little reminder, if you enjoyed your time, then please leave a like on this video, and being a subscriber if you are new to the channel or have yet to do so, you little lurker. I see you watching these videos and not commenting. Yes, I hardly reply, but I do read them when I'm in the toilet, so... Feel free to give me reading material, I appreciate it. Anyway, love your faces. Remember to drink water, it's good for you. And remember as always, breaks just slow you down. Bye-bye.